Well, we're kicking off 2023 with a bang, and who would have guessed that the first review of the year would be a Chucky-like horror flick with the number 3 instead of an E? But the question remains, does M3GAN start the new year off with a memorable horror icon, or will we have already forgotten about it come Valentine's Day? Let's find out. So M3GAN is a new horror/thriller directed by Gerard Johnstone. The story follows a girl and her friendship with an artificial robot by the name of M3GAN after her parents are killed in a tragic accident. M3GAN is a lifelike, or as lifelike as a robot, named M3GAN can be. The effects are pretty good on the doll. She looks and acts like a robot, with her mouth barely moving when she talks, but she also almost looks like a human. She is creepy looking overall, and she begins to really go at it at the end when she becomes almost demonic. But before I continue to dive into our 4-foot horror icon, in quotes, let's talk about the acting from the humans. Overall, everyone does a decent to good job, even though about 90% of characters in this movie are either douchebags or self-indulgent. Even our lead, played by Allison Williams, who plays Katie's aunt, is self-centered for a good portion of the movie. Katie, played by McGraw, does a good job at being emotionally drained throughout the movie as a young girl who's just lost her parents. She does sell it overall, and it's a good change of pace from a lot of movies that kind of have the children acting like nothing ever happened, even though she can still be annoying at some parts of the movie. Now back to M3GAN. Jenna Davis, who plays the voice of M3GAN, does quite a good job at sounding robotic and analytical throughout the movie. This is a nod to the writing, but I found it hard to be intimidated or creeped out by her in the same way as other iconic dolls like Chucky. Perhaps it was because they showed too much vulnerability or heart-to-heart between her and Katie. I can't fault the film for portraying this trust, and it does play well in the story between them, but I found it to be low on the scare factor because of it. The film doesn't take itself too seriously though, well, at least that's what it appears. I couldn't help but laugh out loud at M3GAN's random breakouts into songs. Honestly, I did not expect her to start singing Sia's Titanium in a robot voice during a deep conversation with Katie, and it was pretty pitchy, may I add. She sings and dances in the later half of the movie, and it's honestly just funny to look at and experience. But one of the handful of problems I had with the movie is the predictability of it all. While the base story is kind of unique, the way it plays out is nothing short of predictable. They didn't take any risks or make anything hugely original. I could recount exactly what was going to happen beat for beat after the halfway point. Not to mention the many eye-roll moments that have become commonplace in many horror movies nowadays. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the movie and parts that make no sense at all, like why was she programmed to have superhuman strength, and how no one seems to be able to spot the demonic doll with a knife in the middle of an open lobby. Okay, I know, this is not the movie to examine with a magnifying glass or to analyze, but it goes back to the predictability of it all. Honestly, while there are some fun moments here and there, and I was entertained throughout, I can't lie, you get exactly what you paid for when going to see M3GAN. A cheesy, over-the-top, funny yet silly thriller involving yet another killer doll. If you're looking for something to shut off your brain and just be entertained for an hour and a half, M3GAN might be for you. With all that being said, I'm going to be giving M3GAN a stale 6 out of 10. Well, let me know below what you thought of the movie. Did you enjoy it? Were you entertained? Is she a new horror icon? Are we going to see her in haunted houses and Halloween Horror Nights, stuff like that? Or we have forgotten about her? We'll see. I think Blumhouse has a lot of better things. But if you enjoyed the movie and you enjoyed this review, let me know below and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button to stay up to date with the latest content, movies, tier lists, and all that good stuff. Well, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.